Hi, hello, my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right, up to now I discuss video lectures on vectors topic. I uploaded one video lecture on vectors topic. So on that lecture I discussed types of vector, what is meant by vector, how to represent a vector. So nearly 8 types of vectors I discussed. Please go through it. Today I am going to discuss a new topic, addition of vectors. Addition of vectors. Addition of vectors. Well, addition of vectors. Mainly, vector addition is explained by 3 laws. One is triangle law of vector. Second one is polygonal law of vector. Polygonal law of vector. Third one is parallelogram of vector. Parallelogram law of vector. So mainly addition of vectors is explained by three laws we have discussed. First one is triangle law of vector. Second one is polygonal law of vector. Third one is parallelogram law of vector. First one, triangle law of vector. Triangle law of vector. First of all, let us consider two vectors. Let us consider two vectors. P bar comma Q bar. Let us consider two vectors P bar comma Q bar. How to add these two vectors? P bar is, this is a P bar vector. The head part of P bar is joined to the tail part of Q bar. The head part, I already told, if you take vector, this is called head part, this is called tail part. The head part of P bar vector is joined to the tail part of Q bar vector. The addition of this P bar and Q bar represents. This is the addition of P bar and Q bar vector. This is nothing but resultant of two vector. Resultant of this two vector is R bar. That R bar is equal to P bar plus Q bar. R bar is equal to here P bar plus Q bar. So what is meant by triangle law of vector? If you consider any two vectors, for example, here I consider P bar and Q bar vector. P bar and Q bar are two vectors, represent the sides of triangle which has both magnitude and direction. Then resultant of these two vectors represent the third side of triangle. Resultant of these two vectors represent the third side of triangle. Then this law is said to be triangular law of addition or triangular law of vector. Triangular law of vector or triangular law of addition. So from this triangular law of addition, from this diagram, P bar plus Q bar is equal to R bar. So now I draw. If you consider the head part of Q bar, is now connected to tail part of P bar. Then joined to the tail part of Q bar. So now the third side represent here also. Resultant of these two vectors. Now here R bar is equal to q bar plus p bar, q bar plus p bar. So this diagram friends, r bar is equal to q bar plus p bar. Here head part of p bar is joined to the tail part of q bar. Here head part of q bar is joined to the tail part of p bar. For this one, r bar is equal to q bar plus p bar resultant. Here for this one, resultant r bar is equal to p bar plus q bar. So now already we know r bar is equal to p bar plus q bar is equal to q bar plus p bar, because vector addition is satisfies the commutative law. Vector addition satisfies commutative law. What is meant by commutative law, ma? Commutative law is nothing but a plus b is equal to b plus a, then that law is said to be commutative law. This vector addition is satisfies the commutative law or commutative property. So this is a triangular law of vector. If any two vectors represent the sides of triangle, then the addition of the two vectors or resultant of the two vectors is must represent the third side of triangle. That is called triangular law of vectors. Next, second law. What is second law now? Polygon law of vector. Third law, parallelogram law of vector. So this is first law of vector. Next, second one is parallelogram law of vector. Or first we discuss polygonal law of vector. After completion of this, we discuss parallelogram law of vector. First one, polygonal law of vector. This polygonal law of vector is, for example, if more than two vectors, addition is find out by using polygonal law of vector. If more than two vectors addition is find out by using polygonal law of vector here. So here, for example, p bar is one vector, q bar is another vector, r bar is another vector, p q r is one bar vector, r is nothing but here s bar, p bar, q bar and s bar. P bar, q bar and s bar are three vectors. Then what is the addition of these three vectors? How to find addition of these three vectors? This addition is nothing but here this r bar. This r bar represents the addition of these three vectors. So this is very important thing. What is meant by polygonal law of vector? The name itself, poly means many. The many vectors, more than two means many. So more than two vectors are attached. The head part of one vector is connected to tail part of another vector. Like this, for example, here p bar head part is connected to q bar tail part. Q bar head part is connected to s bar tail part. Like this we arrange it. So what is the addition of this p bar, q bar and s bar? That must equal to the closed part, the closed side of the polygon. The closed side is equal to the addition of these three vectors according to polygon law of vector. When we represent more than two vectors represent in a polygonal shape, the closed part will be represent the addition of remaining all vectors. That is called polygonal law of vector. So now from this concept, r bar is equal to resultant of these all vectors. R bar is equal to p bar plus q bar plus s bar. P bar plus q bar plus s bar. R bar is equal to p bar plus q bar plus s bar. This is called polygonal law of vector. In polygon, more than two sides, three sides are given, then sum of this all sides is equal to closed side. Here the closed side is what, ma? R bar is closed side. R bar is equal to P bar plus Q bar plus S bar. This is a second law of vector addition. Next, third important law. This is very important. Third law is very important. Parallelogram law of vector. 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 First of all, statement. What is statement of this parallelogram of vector? If two vectors has both magnitude and direction, represents the sides of parallelogram, represents the sides of parallelogram, two vectors has both magnitude and direction, represent the sides of parallelogram, then the resultant must be the resultant of two vectors must be represent diagonal of parallelogram, and which is also passing through the same common point, So this is the statement of parallelogram law of vector. What is the statement, ma? If any two vectors represent the adjacent sides of parallelogram, then resultant of those two vectors must be diagonal of that parallelogram. So that is the statement of parallelogram vector. For example, this is a parallelogram. So this is one vector, this is another vector. These two are adjacent sides of parallelogram. This I consider as a P bar vector. This I consider as a Q bar vector. P bar and Q bar are adjacent sides of parallelogram. Then resultant of these two vectors is must be indicated by R bar. The resultant of these two vectors is indicated by R bar, which is diagonal of this, must be diagonal of this parallelogram. This is a statement of parallelogram. If P bar and Q bar are two vectors represent the adjacent sides of parallelogram, then resultant of these two vectors is represents the diagonal of the parallelogram, which is also passing through the same common point. Is it or not? These two vectors passing through this point only. The resultant also passing to the same common point or not. So this is a statement of this one. So now here we know addition of two vectors has some magnitude. The resultant vector is there, na? This resultant vector is R bar is equal to here P bar plus Q bar. Resultant vector R bar is equal to here P bar plus Q bar here. So this resultant vector magnitude and the direction how to find, so that we discussed Now, so this P bar and Q bar is given, then R bar is equal to P bar plus Q bar, P bar plus Q bar. So this is the statement and statement about this parallelogram of vector. Next lecture we discuss how to find magnitude of this resultant vector R bar and how to find direction of this resultant vector R bar, because every vector has both magnitude and direction. So in next lecture I discuss how to find magnitude of resultant vector R bar and how to find direction of this resultant vector R bar. We discuss it in next lecture. I hope you understood this lecture. If you had any doubt, please mention in comment box. I will explain in further lectures. Thank you so much.